Oh boy, I gotta tell you, guess I'm pretty excited about this. I haven't seen this car in so long. Out being driven, or out, wow, it's exciting. This is pretty exciting.
It's a pretty monumental day today. After 8 years of excruciating attention to detail and a lot of frustration, the 1948 Delahaye 135 that Larry and I bought in Barcelona is finally ready for its first test drive.
I hope Dave isn't his usual grumpy self, and maybe we can get to really enjoy ourselves. Here we are. Oh, I see the car now. It's over there. Hey, boy, oh boy. This is gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. Pull in here where you're not supposed to pull in. That'll really piss him off.
Hey, Larry.
How you doing, chum? Well, finally.
Stay away from me.
Hey, Dave. 8 years.
First time in 20 years I felt comfortable with you because you're masked.
I am much more comfortable with you like that. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, she's looking pretty good, eh?
She looks beautiful. The car just screams beauty. I mean, it's got so much class. Boy, the motor looks beautiful. Like, just you could eat off. It looks like jewelry, doesn't it?
Yep.
Man, oh man, it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. You know, this is the first time it's been down on the ground in so long.
Oh, years.
And you got to think of when we first brought it in here. Oh, this car is going to be absolutely stunning when it's...
Originally, we bought the car as an investment.
This car doesn't show any signs of being torn apart and redone.
Well, it was repainted, what?
In the 80s.
Had it not been painted, the car was in good enough condition that I would have just taken it to Pebble Beach the way it was.
There's not a single nut or bolt missing. There's nothing missing on this car.
Once you start to mess with it, it's not like you can just strip it and repaint it. It's all got to be like brand new.
I got grand hopes. You never know it, but it's grand hopes. I love this car.
Clev?
Yes.
Chrome for the Delahaye.
Why not?
On this car, $185,000 just for the chrome. So you know what? This isn't going to cut it. Pack it up, send it back.
Here we go again. Steering wheel. It's in pretty good shape, but it has scratches.
It's not running on all 6 cylinders. We're missing a cylinder.
There's a lead chip on it, so we're just got to do a respray on that. The paint job, probably 100 grand in the paint job, and that I might be being a bit conservative.
Boy, she's an impressive car.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, it's remarkable. Look at the look on it. I'd like to see the red, the whole combo here.
Yeah, well, that worked out well.
And thank God we finally got all the chrome.
It is time now for us to pass it on to somebody else because we don't really want to take it to shows and do all that kind of thing. We've got too much on our plates. This specific car was taken to Paris concours in 1948, and then it disappeared. So whoever gets it is get a fresh new car. And fresh new cars on the concours circuit happen very, very infrequently. So this has got a lot of attraction for it. I haven't started this thing for 8 or 9 years, so I don't even know if I remember how to start it. So somewhere on this is neutral.
Hang on.
There's a pre-select. Wiper, fog, glasses.
Glasses might help.
There's the horn.
Hey! Now try the lights, and that's all we need to do.
I mean, there's a lot of knobs in here. I don't know what that is. Look at this thing. Yeah, and there's a switch here. And you'd have to think that that's turn signals, but then what's that?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we should know those things.
choke.
This is the guy that always makes fun of me driving.
You want to start it?
No, you build it. You're supposed to do it. Powerful.
Yeah. I just don't know if there's a ignition.
Oh, there we nearly did it. There we go.
Starts really well once you figure out that there's more than one button involved. I believe if we pull this, back, with the clutch in, I'm pretty happy so far. And it's not on fire. Always a good thing. And then basically release the clutch, and we should go forwards.
And we are.
Oh,
Hallelujah, look at this.
The only downside was that I had to share the test drive with Larry.
I'm listening, you know.
I know. Oh, some idiot parked his Bentley in the way. So that's that.
Do you want me to get up and move the Bentley?
Can you move the Bentley?
Yeah, okay.
It's you see the no parking sign there?
Yeah, I know, but for me it's different.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't apply to you. Okay, you set?
Yep.
Good responsive motor. It
Oh,
tells
yeah.
you they had a racing pedigree. In 1888, Émile Delahaye designed his first internal combustion engine. He followed on in the 1890s by creating a company that made engines and pumps. After experimenting with belt-driven cars, he showed his first car at the Paris Auto Show in 1894. In an attempt to keep his fledgling company growing, he entered a lot of famous races and a lot of grueling rallies. In the end, his cars got noticed. It's gonna be a nice touring car, eh?
I don't seem to see any movement in any of the gauges, though. Like nothing is moving, like, you know.
You know what else is moving? The car.
Yes. Well, start it up again, good. All right, there we go. You know what? Even sounds better now.
Sounds like a friggin' Bugatti. It's got a real sing. And I mean, I'm used to that with Bugattis, but I don't think that this one is supposed to sing like that.
Did we ever drive the car when we first got it?
I drove it around the parking lot, and that was that.
So pretty
Like
similar.
once. So yeah, not even this much. Driving this car today was, I mean, not spectacular like taking it on the highway and doing 100 miles an hour. There's a clunk in the steering.
Yeah, I can hear that.
But, you know, just to drive it around the parking lot after having it sitting in the showroom in pieces for 8, 9 years, it was very satisfying. Smoke. So that's probably the warmest it's been.
Yeah, don't forget, everything's new, right?
Oh, well, that's it. Yeah, no, I'm not worried about it bursting into flames. Yeah, see, it's just got a little overflow here. So, yeah, no, it's good.
Runs good, looks good.
Yeah, I'm pleased with the initial drive. I'm pleased that there's less wrong with it that I always assume is going to be wrong with it.
28 years since this car's been,
That's right.
this the longest it's been running, 28 years.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really something.
I think I found the issue with the gauges.
They're not hooked up.
You know, we spent a lot of time on this car. I mean, a lot of time on this car. Because to pass it on to somebody else, they're going to want to take it to Pebble Beach and various concours events, and it's ready. Of course, they'll probably want to change the color to blue or something.
We both knew how beautiful the car was, but to be able to actually, you know, see it out, man, it's great.
Chrome is very easy to screw up. You got to concentrate on the part. You got to baby that part like it's an egg.
You know, one of the issues that has plagued me for the last 30 years on restoring vintage and antique cars is the chrome. Chrome is something that we can't do in-house, so we are really at the mercy of other shops. This car, because it's $1 million plus, and it's being done basically to a concours standard, needs to have perfect chrome. I mean, we went through 3 or 4 different chrome shops to get the quality of chrome that we wanted. And also, this car is just dripping in chrome. I mean, there's chrome everywhere. You can see it on the coachwork, it's on the engine, it's on every fitting. When you open the door, there's chrome trim all around here. Down in the rockers, there's chrome. You know, there's little chrome accents everywhere. You know, the dashboard is covered in it. Down the sides of it, on the front and rear fenders. And these have got to be as good or better than the paint. There's a lot of things that you can get in chrome, just like in paint, where you can get pops, wrinkles, you can get sand scratch marks in it. It can be too thick, so you can't actually fit it on the car. There's a lot of real problems. So when we do find a shop that is doing a good job, we tend to preserve that. We have recently found one of those shops.
Our name is Deco Chrome. We do chrome plating for antique cars, classic cars, antique motorcycles, boats, ski-doos, whatever needs to be chrome. We don't believe in cheap work. If we give you the part, we like to have happy customers and a beautiful part.
So here are some parts that come in that are already chromed. and basically I'm taking off the old chrome in the tanks in the back.
We always, always, always remove the old chrome. If it's paint, we gotta take the paint off. If it's chrome, we gotta take the chrome off. We don't chrome over chrome.
We have paint stripper, removes the paint first, the chrome stripper, and here is the nickel stripper. After this process, everything gets blast beaded for any rust, to take everything off to clean the part.
Some people think you bring a part here and half an hour later it's chrome. There's no such thing.
After all that, it's where they go to the grinding part.
The prep area, when he's polishing the part and getting rid of all the marks or the little pinholes in the part. That takes a long time. Chrome is very easy to screw up, so you gotta take each step one at a time. Be extremely careful when you're plating parts or stripping parts or polishing parts. You gotta concentrate on the part, you gotta baby that part like it's an egg.
And here is the copper tank. Basically, every part has to be coppered before getting nickel and chromed.
We always do the triple chrome with the copper, nickel, and chrome. And the part will last 20, 25, 30 years.
I'm adding the part in the copper tank to the current, and it'll stay there for 3 to 4 hours. But what happens in the tanks, basically, is there's a copper nugget. We do a reverse current, and the copper nugget, it melts with the current onto the part. After 3 or 4 hours, we take them out, and now I'm rinsing the part just in water, and the polishers will sand and polish the parts to a mirror finish. Then I do the process of nickel chrome. So this is the nickel tank here. Parts stay in here for about an hour. The parts come out like this out of the nickel. I have to rinse in the water. Now I'm gonna go in the chrome. I have to dip in the chrome, put on the current, put the voltage on. Chrome tank could be between anywhere from 30 seconds to 1.5 minutes, depending on the size of the part. Turn the voltage down, take the part off. I rinse it. Here's the results.
I started in 1992 in Fort Lauderdale with a friend of mine who taught me the trade, how to do chrome, because we can't go and learn this in school. So I spent several years in Fort Lauderdale to learn this technique on how to do this. And my goal was to open up my own shop here in Quebec. All my life, I've been involved with hot rods, classic cars, antique motorcycles. So it's like a dream for me to do that type of work.
The Fiat Dino, by the time I got ready to buy one, they went from $25,000 to $140,000 in about 6 months. So I just went, well, forget that one.
I'm just putting the seat together for the Fiat Dino. It's not a Concours restoration, so I'm just trying to get it looking nice and new. It's all new covers. When you put new covers on, it's nice to beef up the foam, if not replace the foam. But these ones weren't so bad, so we just put a 1/4-inch cover on it, and they come up pretty good. Well, I don't know why they called it a Dino. The only Dino I know is from Fred Flintstone. It's not really my taste in cars, but you know, everybody's taste is different, and we'd all be driving the same car.
This Series 2 1967 Fiat Dino Spider Pininfarina came to us all the way from North Carolina. Finding parts for this car has become a bit of a challenge. It's a rare car, the parts are rare, and the sources are usually in Italy. Because of that, I like to update the owner every now and then, and at the same time, I can find out what cars he's working on. The Fiat Dino, absolutely one of my favorite cars.
Well, thank you. Yes, I feel real fortunate. You know the story on it. I found it in the junkyard in North Carolina. It had been stolen in New Jersey, and this is so typical North Carolina. Went on a high-speed chase with the highway patrol, and he put it out in the field. Every panel had a scratch or a dent or some sort in it, and a friend of mine says, hey, you like them old Fiats, don't you? I said, yeah, I do. He goes, well, I know where one is, and I went and looked at it, and it ran and drove, you know, when I bought it. I'll say one thing for North Carolina, I have found some really, really cool cars down here. I bought 2 Castle Vega HK 500s out of a cornfield. Seriously.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's...
Now, there were heaps. I had to move beer cans and animal skulls out of them. They were complete and they were pretty solid.
Dave, I know you lusted after one of these. I believe it's an 81 Fiat X19.
One of my favorite cars of all time.
I know. This one's got 26,000 original miles, original paint, original interior.
It's not very fast. And I've tried to keep it as original as possible. I love it. It's got this thing called a frunk. You see the top's off, so you can see the top sits up in here. That's a pretty cool thing. And I really love this car. There are not many left out there with original paint and original interior. They're just not.
This is my other project.
Oh, look at that.
This is a Volvo 850 wagon. We've hot rodded this motor. It's got a what they call a RN block.
We've done a lot of work, all Volvo parts, but it's got a lot more horsepower, so much so that it took out the automatic transmission and we had to put a 5-speed in it. So that was quite a bit of work. And then we have this one here, which is a T5, and then we have this one here, which is an R version. So I kind of have a thing for Volvo wagons. I don't know why. So we've looked at all my other cars, Dave, but the car that I love the best is in your possession.
I'm kind of every day I'm in angst because, you know, we got days like this, and I really want my car back. Dave, get my car back, please.
It snowed here last week, so.
Do not drive my car in the snow. I promised that wouldn't happen. When she left me, I told her, don't worry. They will not take you out in the snow. She goes, okay, I'll go then. It was like, no snow, David. Promise me.
Okay, no snow.
All right, man.
All right, then.
Thanks for doing this. And
An absolute pleasure. And hopefully we'll talk to you soon with some good news.
all right.
Nothing sounds like a Ferrari, eh? Man, they have a sound that you just immediately fall in love with. I found, amazingly enough, that cars are selling like hotcakes this year. I got prospects on the Delahaye, my Jeep, and even cars on consignment are just selling out. I don't really understand why cars are selling so well this year. It may be because people are just stuck at home, bored, and wandering around on the internet. So this is a 2001 Ferrari Spider. It's got 400 horse. These days it doesn't sound like much, but it's very real horsepower, and it's a very light car. All aluminum, or all alloy design. One of my favorite things with these cars is that they put the engines under glass. It used to be you had to open up a whole back end of a car to see the engine, and this way you can just walk by and sort of smile every time you see it. Because Ferraris are lovely cars, but they're always all about their engines. You sure you want to come on the test drive?
Yes, I'm coming on the test drive. It's a Ferrari.
Yeah. As a little bit of a treat, I had the onerous job of taking it out to just test it, see if it's okay. It's come in for sale. Sounds good.
Drive faster.
Nice and smooth. Engine's a nice neck. I like this car because it's been driven by its owner. It feels like a car that's been driven, and I mean in a good way. It's all sort of relaxed, and it knows what it's doing. It's just a very pleasant drive. Plus, you don't have that fear that, oh my God, I just put 5 more kilometers on it. Nothing sounds like a Ferrari, eh? Wait a minute, I do like them. Man, they have a sound that you just immediately fall in love with. When you really get on it, there's an extra sound that sort of emanates from the cars. It gets ready to dig in and grunt out, and you have to experience it. Anybody who's a car enthusiast needs to drive a Ferrari at least once so that they understand what the fuss is about. Now I just have to figure out how much to sell it for. It's always a first-time start, this thing. What have they been doing to my truck? That's better. Somebody been messing around with it. I bought this truck 7 or 8 years ago. I bought it at an auction, and I didn't even really give it a good going over. And I know these things from one end to the other. I mean, I've restored a lot of them myself. Got it home, found out the engine was weak, the brakes were, fair to middling. I rebuilt the front end. I pulled the engine out, rebuilt it myself. I'm selling it because I never use it anymore. And I always feel bad about it because if you don't drive them, they start to deteriorate. So I thought, well, maybe time to pass this one on and we'll see what the future brings. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this old girl. Military Jeeps are tough as old boots. They're made simple and stupid. They're easy to work on. They're fun to work on. All your instructions, in case you forget, are all right here on the glove box. Under the hood, it's a little 4-cylinder Go Devil, and they're one of my favorite motors. I love the sound of it. Of course, you've got the equipment for when you get in trouble, and I've used that many times. And people think the handles on the side are for holding on to. And in actual fact, the handles on these Jeeps were for rolling them over when they get really badly stuck. The idea was guys could roll them over into mud holes, which is pretty funny. You know, they're good, tough little vehicles. Off-road, there's not much I think can compete with these. But all in all, I'm gonna miss this little truck, and it probably won't be my last one. It's like, say, oh, this is gonna be the last dog I ever get. And it isn't. You get a puppy soon. So there might be another green puppy in the making.